Hi, everybody. Welcome back to In the Cards and Stars for another live stream tarot tea time. Happy Friday. How is everybody doing? Okay, so I was just thinking if you guys don't show up on a Friday, it's okay. You can just watch this later. I totally will get it. But it's been a crazy week around here. How have you guys been? Pop in the chat and let me know how your week has been going. How have you been feeling with Mars and Scorpio? By the way, that is what the Patreon video is about this week. Lawyer Mo's coming through with all the kisses and heart emojis. Thank you, dear. But yeah, it has been a crazy week. So I'm very excited about the Patreon and members only video. I'm going to tell you guys about it real quick. I am looking at Taylor Swift's birth chart because she's got a lot going on with the square between Pluto in Aquarius and Mars in Scorpio. And that is like her first house being activated. So there's a lot going on and we really get into it. And I even share some of my own personal tea because I have a major square going on right now as well. And it is exact. And it's crazy. I feel it. So astrology in the wild moments all around. Hey guys. Hey Beth. How's it going? Hey, Scott. All right. Hi, Elizabeth. Gigi's here. Oh, I love it. Nellie's here. Hey. Okay. I'm so excited, you guys. Fantastic. So we got a lot of tea to spill. I have a few stories that I put together. And then at the end, if you guys want to request some, I'd be happy to get your requests too. So we're just going to spill it together. I am so excited. Hi, Heat Lifer. Oh, no. Heat Lifer says you've been sick as a dog the last 2 days. Oh, I'm so sorry. Hopefully you're getting your rest. I wonder if it's because like the weather's changing. Is the weather changing where you are? You're in Florida, right? Are you guys getting like little fluctuations of temperature? And I don't know. We have been here up in Kansas City, and Michael and I both had headaches this past week. So I feel you, but I hope you feel better, Heat Lifer. Get some rest. All right, guys. Oh, Elizabeth says, hi, Britt, my first time. Well, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. Welcome. All right. Guys, let's get into it. We have some good stories tonight. So, first story, it's cracking me up. You guys could probably see from the thumbnail. I had to add a little bit of cucumbre to the thumbnail because, as I'm sure you guys all recall, how could we forget this iconic pop culture moment when Hillary Thomas, aka Hilaria Baldwin, decided that she was going to claim that she is Spanish and from Spain and from Mallorca specifically. And it was this whole thing a few years ago when they had just gotten married and she went on a morning show and she said that, she was doing this like cooking thing because she's a yoga person, she's a healthy eating person. And she was like, how do you say this in English? Cucumbre or whatever. And it ended up coming out that she actually grew up in New Jersey. Her name was Hillary Thomas growing up, and she did spend a few summers in Mallorca with her family on vacation. But I've spent some time in Italy, but you don't see me saying, how do you say this pizza? Like, I mean, anyway, this has always been one of my favorite pop culture moments because I just thought it was so funny and just so over the top. It's just kind of like ridiculous. But I mean, she really was bold. She really stuck with it. She, is still sticking with it. She still does the accent. And she ended up going public with a statement and saying that, it's a melting pot and whatever. Anyway, I think it's hilarious. But here she is on Dancing with the Stars, doing amazing, by the way. Have any of you guys been watching Dancing with the Stars? It is a tough group this year. I would not want to be in that mix. I mean, there are so many people who are really good, former professional dancers. And Hillary or Hilaria is one of them. She used to be a professional ballroom dancer until she broke her hip in 2009, which I didn't know. I did a deep dive because I got into it. And I didn't know this, but so she used to do that. She used to ballroom dance. So now she's partnered with Gleb. And this sent me down a full rabbit hole. I started to look into some different things about Hilaria and Dancing with the Stars. And there was this one article that came out that you can see. I think I put, or no, I didn't put this picture on the cover, but it was funny. Alec Baldwin, he reacted kind of strangely to the end of the first dance. He didn't smile. He didn't he was clapping, but he looked very serious. And some people said, oh, it's because he's taking this very seriously. And then some people said he might be a little uncomfortable with how close Hilaria and Gleb got at one point during the dance. Their faces were like this close to each other. And Gleb has quite the reputation for getting involved with women that he dances with. And allegedly, he and Brooks Nader, his former partner on Dance with the Stars, broke up because he cheated. It's a whole thing. So we're going to pull some cards and see what's going on with Hilaria Baldwin and Gleb, first of all. And then, because I saw a little something too. I was like, ooh, I don't know about this. And then I saw Alex's face and I was like, I don't know. Like, let's just see what's going on. There are also rumors flying that Alec Baldwin's been showing up to the Dance with the Stars set and driving everybody crazy, trying to take over. I don't know. We're just going to pull the cards and get into it. Hey, Leora. Oh my gosh. Yay. I'm so glad you're here. How's it going? Oh my gosh. We have such a good group tonight. I'm so excited you guys are here. Heat Lifer says it's been raining nonstop in Miami. Ugh. Maybe that's I don't know. Maybe that's adding to you not feeling so well. Heat Lifer says, yes, I've been watching Dancing with the Stars. The contestants are really good. They really are. Great competition this season. Yes, I'm like locked in. Hi, Lauren. Okay, Lauren says, can you look at Katie Holmes and Joshua Jackson? They just finished a movie together. Oh, interesting. They were cuddling and holding hands and left in the same car. What a good one. Absolutely. Add it to my card here. Lauren. Oh my gosh, that is juicy. Love it. Okay, Katie Holmes. Wow. I am but floored. Because that would be like a blast from the past. Like if they got back together, how many people would just be thrilled about that? Oh my God. Gigi says if Homegirl lies about her whole identity, I could see her cheating. Ooh, ooh. Hi, Penny D. How's it going? So, Penny, we are reading on Hilaria Baldwin and Gleb Savchenko. I think that's how you say his name. Okay, let's see. What is going on? He Lifer says yes. And did you notice he wasn't in the crowd this week? Yes. They just showed the kids. Yes, I thought that was interesting. Also, I watched some interviews with Brooks Nader, like an older one of her on the Vial Files, because I guess she's promoting her new reality show with her sisters on Hulu, which I do want to watch. It's on my list. Maybe this weekend while I do some cleaning, I'll pop my headphones in and watch it. But from what she said about Gleb, allegedly for entertainment purposes only, he does seem like the kind of person as well who would not have a problem with coming on to someone who's married. And if she's we'll see. Let's let the cards tell us before I get in trouble making my predictions. Okay. So how does, allegedly for entertainment purposes only, how does Hilaria Baldwin feel towards her partner Gleb? Many people have noticed quite a bit of chemistry. How does she really feel? Allegedly. Happy weekend, Penny. Oh, we got a few. Oh my God. Why did we get so many? We're going to take them all. We're going to take them all today. Okay. 9 of Swords. So, first of all, she's feeling a little conflicted. She feels a lot of anxiety around Gleb. Interesting. 7 of Pentacles. This is touching on a spiritual note for her. This is spiritual work. Now, this could be connected to her love of dance because it does seem like she's picking up a long lost dream, which I think is really cool about Dancing with the Stars. A lot of people have talked about that. I know Caitlin Bristow talked about how she was able to pick up her love of dance and she won the Mirror Ball trophy. So I think it's really cool. People definitely get to like heal their inner child and, pick up something that a lot of people loved, when they were younger and didn't get to continue. So 7 of Pentacles, this could be the spiritual work of her getting to pick up where she left off with her love of dance. Or it could be the spiritual work of trying to resist temptation. Let's see. The World, what goes up must come down, and 5 of Swords, you guys. Okay, this is all alleged for entertainment purposes only, but you couldn't get a much more of a yes. Something might be going on. We'll just say that because this 5 of Swords, we know what this is, don't we? This is like sneaky behind your back. Mixed with the 9 of Swords, I would say she's not someone who has done this before. So I don't think that it's her personality to be dishonest or like cheat. Well, which is so ironic. Okay, so let me back up. I think she would be in her mind, the cucumber thing and lying about her whole identity allegedly. To her, in a weird way, that was like not a big deal. This sounds so weird. But I think that like cheating in her mind is a much bigger deal. It's the way she kind of looks at things, okay? Allegedly. So she hasn't ever lied about something big like this. Like in her mind, cheating is like so much worse than saying you're, from Mallorca when you're not. Okay. I don't know. It's all a little odd to me, but okay. Um, that's how she, reconciles it. So yes, she's very nervous about whatever she's doing, allegedly behind Alex's back, it looks like. 7 of Pentacles. This is a karmic thing, though. So I think whatever happens, it's going to come to light sooner rather than later because we have the World card. What goes up must come down. This is like an inevitability of being exposed. Maybe her karma's run out. Maybe she's having to learn a life lesson about honesty. That's kind of what it looks like. Okay, so that's that's her energy. Her energy is sneaking around and feeling really stressed out about it. Okay. What about Gleb? Oh, Scott says, have you heard Taylor Swift and Adele turned down? Oh my gosh. Okay, so Scott, I heard that Taylor Swift turned it down, and I did a whole Patreon video about it and members video. So I got really deep into it. And I did not hear that Adele turned it down. Last I heard, she was like considering it and possibly going to, take Taylor's place. So, oh my God. Yikes. Thank you, Pat. I hope you had a great week too. I hope you guys all had a great week. Oh my gosh. Okay, Monkey Girl, I'm so glad you're here. So I finally watched the Kiki Palmer and Shawn Evans from Hot Ones video that you sent me. It was the chemistry is so there. So yes, we will absolutely pull those cards. I'm so glad you're here because I needed to like fully see the vibes. So let's add that to our list. Okay. Yes, Victoria, we have Katie Holmes and Joshua Jackson on our list. You are on the same page. Okay. She's enjoying the attention a little too much. Lauren, I think you're right. I think you're right. So how does Gleb feel towards Hilaria, allegedly for entertainment purposes only? Now, he has to be careful too, because after the last situation with Brooks Nader, I do think that he's on the rocks. I mean, he's on thin ice. Like, it was not good press for him. And Dancing with the Stars, we got a little bit of behind the scenes tea from some of Brooks Nader's interviews. And she said that like the Dancing with the Stars producers, they really tell like the pros how to treat the celebrities. Like they're all about respect and making sure that like everybody feels kind of pampered and cared about. So, he kind of crossed a line. I think that and then cheating and like kind of making a mess of things. I don't know. I would say he needs to really be careful if he doesn't want to end up fired, allegedly. So, how does Gleb feel towards Hilaria? I mean, one scandal, is one thing. 2 scandals, you might get in trouble, Gleb. So let's see. How does Gleb feel towards Hilaria? Allegedly. Stop it. The Knight of Cups, you guys, the fairy tale card. He's a Casanova. You know, they say a tiger does not change their stripes. I mean, it's true. Like he is who he is, and it hasn't changed, guys. Nothing's changed. Knight of Cups is how he feels towards her. This is the Knight in Shining Armor. This is trying to seduce. And we already have the 5 of Swords from her, the sneaking around card. Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry, but allegedly, I do think it's already happening. It's already going down. Behind the scenes, things are already happening. Okay, Alec Baldwin. So I don't even need to pull another card. I mean, when we get the Knight of Cups, this is like your Casanova energy. So he is pursuing her, allegedly. So Alec Baldwin, he did not show up in week 2, which is interesting because, I mean, people were saying that he was there on the set the first week and very involved, cheering her on. So let's see. What does he think about Gleb and Hilaria? How does Alec Baldwin feel? this moment in time, allegedly. How does Alec Baldwin feel? I'm scared. Ace of Wands. Oh my gosh. Let me get a clarifier on this. Oh my God. And the Queen of Wands in reverse. Oh, okay. So I think he thinks something's going on. Yes. I mean, these cards could not be more clear today. There's not a whole lot of interpretation that we have to do today. Penny says wand boy. Oh yes. This is the wandiest of wand boys. And this actually makes me kind of sad because the Queen of Wands in reverse, this is like how he at one time, I think Alec was very excited that she was going on this show and he saw her as just like this creative powerhouse and he was very excited for her and like wanted her to succeed and do well. Like this is someone who's like very excited for their partner, but then it's like, oh, that's kind of this has sort of changed the way that he looks at things, which is really sad. Yeah. So he now does not see her as this like positive Queen of Wands. He's like, I don't know. It's like sort of tainted his image because he thinks something's going on. So it's like, oh, I was so excited about this. And you ended up, you know, going and doing something like this behind my back. So it's not good. I do think he's aware. I do think he's aware. So yeah, I mean, this is sort of cut and dry. We'll see what happens, but I do think that things are going on. I think that he's aware. I think that Gleb is the Knight of Cups and lots going on. So cucumbre, that's what I say. We got just kidding. But yeah, that's what it is, guys. That's where we're at today. Cucumbre, cucumbre. Like, I don't even know. It's bad. It's bad. Sneaky person, very sneaky bad. Wand boy and wand girl powers activate. Absolutely. They have fully activated. Yikes, Leora says. I know. It doesn't get much worse than that. Leora says, I'm always torn with Dance with the Stars. Like, how much of the chemistry is just performance for the show and how much is something real beneath the surface? Ooh, good point, Leora. I feel like the ones that are just for like the performance, like you can tell, like, okay, like for example, and maybe not everybody, right? But I was sort of looking at that too, Leora. I was like, I wonder, like, what are the vibes here? Because it's interesting. And I think that's kind of part of the fun of it. So, like with Robert Irwin, okay, he comes across like so sweet. And his partner is married and has a kid and like happily married. And they just seem so sweet and they seem like friends. And like to me, I don't get anything weird. I don't get a weird vibe. With Hilaria, I got a weird vibe. I really did. With Hilaria and Gleb, it was like just I don't know. It was sort of like I mean, how he was with Brooks Nader a little bit. Like he was holding back more with Hilaria, but I felt the same kind of vibe, the same tension. Alex Earl and her partner, I don't feel any like real vibe or tension. It's just like for show. So I don't know. I know what you mean. And I definitely think some people probably walk that line. But then other people, I feel like it's just like I can just sort of tell, like I get a feeling, you know? But yeah, for sure. Some people, it's totally just a performance. And yeah, I'm with you on that part. Okay. So next one. Let's move on to y'all's questions because I feel like you guys had some really good ones. We had multiple people wanting to hear about Katie Holmes and Joshua Jackson. So let's jump to that one. Okay. Katie Holmes and Joshua Jackson apparently just finished filming something together. And of course, they were on Dawson's Creek together and they have a long history. Joshua Jackson has had some very public, relationship situations and a divorce. I think another public breakup. And then, of course, Katie Holmes and Tom Cruise. So I don't know. I mean, the two of them, it would be very interesting if they did end up finding each other after all this time. So let's see. Was it just friendship or could there be something more? So Joshua Jackson and Katie Holmes. I'm going to do a past, present, future for the two of them. So in the past, back when they first filmed Dawson's Creek together, what was the vibe between the two of them? What was the vibe? Did they date before? I don't know. Let's just see what the tarot tea has to say about them. Back in the day. Oh, okay. All right. The Page of Pentacles in reverse. Okay. So back in the day, I think both were at a place in their careers, Pages of Pentacles. They were starting off. They were needing to hustle and work hard. And in reverse, this is like both of them were in a similar place where they really felt like they needed to focus 100% on their work and like try to get ahead and try to succeed. So this is more like we're kind of friends or like we're in the same boat. Like so we talk to each other about like our career and about our ambitions and like it's almost like sibling energy. I don't know. Does anybody know anything else about them? Lauren A says they dated for a year during Dawson's Creek. They were each other's first loves. Oh my God. Okay. Thank you, Lauren, for that. So pages. So first, first love, first whatever. Page of Pentacles. I do think that the reason it probably didn't work out then is because of this reverse energy. It kind of seems like it maybe turned into like that sibling vibes or like we're so much in the same place that we kind of I don't know, it's more like twins. It sounds so weird, but it's like we're twins or we've become friends and we kind of like bounce things off each other. And in reverse, it's like they just had a lot of growing to do. And it was definitely built from, a mutual, I don't know, mutual growth, mutual understanding, learning lessons. It's very young, very little kid type of energy. So first love totally makes sense. Okay. Let's see. What about in the present moment? But like I don't get anything bad. Like no bad vibes. It's really more just like we're young and we are in the same place in our lives and things are working out because we're together all the time. And then I think things stopped working out when, they kind of just grew out of it. Okay, what about the present moment for the two of them? The fact that they dated before, like that does thicken the plot, doesn't it? Oh my God. Okay. Cards aren't wanting to come through. The Magician. All right, so this could become anything. So they are now in a different phase, both of them, where they kind of feel like life is magical again, which sort of reminds me of the Page energy. So like when people will, they'll have a first love and then they'll go through like a lot and they'll live and they'll learn and life can seem sort of dark. And then you rekindle with somebody from the past and there's a feeling of like being young again. I think like J-Lo and Ben did that, and that didn't work out well, but not to say it can't, work out for some people. That's what I feel like. I feel like it feels magical for them to be back together again because it sort of reminds them of when they were pages and it kind of helps them hit the reset button after all the things that both have been through. So it's actually like a very positive connection. They kind of are helping to renew each other's spirits. Let's see if we can get more info on like what direction it's going to go though. I mean, it's very positive overall. I love the Magician card for like the vibes they bring out in each other. Definitely an uplifting connection, really positive, really sweet, genuine energy around them. Okay, what else? Right? It is sweet. I agree. Lauren. So sweet. What else? Okay, we got a couple cards. Ooh. Okay, guys. Wow. Confirming that T. So in reverse, but I'm going to turn them up right so you guys can see them. These came out in reverse. So this is 6 of Swords and 10 of Wands. I'm telling you, this Magician energy of them reuniting, it's like taking all of the burdens off their shoulders. So both have been through these situations. They kind of mirror each other in a way. Both have experienced 6 of Swords having to leave a bad relationship or a bad situation. And both have experienced the 10 of Wands, what it feels like to have a really major burden on your shoulders. So it's like they're able to kind of get back together and just talk about life, talk about how much they've grown, what they've learned, kind of commiserate. It reminds me of what they used to do when they were kids. When they were younger, they would talk about their dreams, their goals, where they want to go, what they want to do at some point in life. And the magic is back in their lives again now that they're with each other and they're able to kind of just look at these situations together and talk it through. And it's like the burden feels lighter now. And having to leave feels like it was actually a good thing because now they're able to have these conversations that they wouldn't have had. I think this is him. I think he had to leave somebody. Um, and I don't know if this is like a public thing or how public his last breakup was, but I get a real sense that he had to leave a situation that he wasn't ready to leave. And Katie had like more of the big burden type of situation. I do think that was Tom. But yeah, so they are helping to lift each other's burdens. Okay, so what about the future then? So it's just like a very positive connection. What about the future for Katie Holmes and Joshua Jackson? Could this turn romantic? Right now, I'm getting very strong, supportive, friend, nostalgic vibes, like truly just enjoying each other's company and catching up. And it's very healing for them to be able to have these conversations and remind each other of who they once were. It's really, really sweet. So, what about the future for them? Could there be something romantic? Could this go beyond friendship, allegedly, for entertainment purposes only, for Katie Holmes and Joshua Jackson? I don't know. I don't know if they even know yet because the cards, I'm not getting a feel. They might not even know. We'll see what we can find. I don't know if they know, you guys. Okay. Well, hello. Okay, so it could go either way because we have the death card and the four of swords. I know that sounds crazy, it sounds intense, but hear me out. This is why we have these. So they both have a lot of healing to do, which makes sense, especially based on those other cards we just got. They both have a lot of healing to do, but this death card energy makes me think of Mars and Scorpio right now and how this is continuing through November the 2nd, I believe. No, November 4th. So during this transit, I don't know if both of them have strong Scorpio placements or like what, but this to me feels like we're talking about this time frame. So from now until November 4th, I think they're going to have this period of deciding and kind of figuring out, are they healed enough to get back together? Do they want to do that? Because the death card talks about an ending. So it's like if they were to get back together, I think it would be very serious very quickly. And I think they know that. The death card, it's not like an ending necessarily. It's talking about finality. So even if you get together and it's like the finality of now we're a couple and like we're together forever type of thing. There's an intensity around their relationship. So I don't think either is going to take this lightly. And if we do see them together, it will be like for the long haul, like a forever type thing. But I don't think they know 100% yet. They're definitely still both feeling it out, healing. They're both in a healing phase. So this is actually really nice for them. And that's a lot of like the purpose of this reconnection. It's like to help heal and soothe their souls and like, help them to find that magical feeling again, which is really sweet. I love it. I actually love it. I think that's really nice, but it's a good overall connection. It's a good vibe, very positive. Okay. Love it. So cute. Like, I don't get the J-Lo and Ben toxicity. We'll say that. That was a little different. That was like trying to rekindle like who they once were. This to me feels just like more sweet. Okay. Like a reminder of good times. So next, Kiki Palmer and Shawn Evans. So if you guys watch that Hot Ones episode, which I did, thanks to Monkey Girl emailing it to me. Thank you again for that. You saw that things got a little saucy in a different way. Towards the end of the episode, Kiki is the one that kind of brought it up. Apparently, there was a situation where Shawn Evans talked about his crush on Amelia de Moldenberg's chicken shop date, all the chicken shows. But he talked about how Kiki Palmer was his crush and she heard about it. And so she brought it up when she came back to Hot Ones. And this is like her third time, I think, being on the show. And they kissed. And it was like, okay, what is going on here? What is happening? So let's pull some cards and see what's happening between these two. And I could actually kind of see them together because I don't know. They had like a similar mannerism. They had like their vibe was similar. I don't know. It's hard to explain, but I felt like they really played off each other well. And I could see it. I could totally see it. Oh my God. You're so welcome, Victoria. Aw, Leora, it is a cute story. Lauren says, thanks for my millennial heart needs this. I know my millennial heart needs it too, Lauren. I feel you, my friend. We need another good love story. So let's hope they get together. Definitely wishing them the best, though. Okay. Kiki Palmer and Shawn Evans. Some people said it was just PR. The blind items, Blinded by the Item, one of my favorite blind item shows, was saying that it was allegedly PR because Kiki Palmer has been getting some really bad press for defending some questionable people, including Chris Brown, which that's not good. Like, I love Kiki Palmer. I am confused about why she's defended some of the questionable people. Like, I think, didn't she defend Jonathan Majors as well? I don't know. The blind items were saying that she's been getting some kind of bad press and she needs to clean it up a little. So that could be why she like did this Shawn Evans thing. Others are like, no, it was genuine. So we'll see. Okay. How does how does Kiki Palmer really feel about Shawn Evans, allegedly for entertainment purposes only? I know, Leora. Oh my God, Selena and Benny's wedding is this weekend. Okay, we got to pull cards on that next. Ah. Okay, what do you think about that, Leora? What do you think about them? What do you guys think about Benny and Selena? Hi, Gunyar. I'm doing great. How are you? Happy Friday. Okay, Kiki Palmer towards Shawn Evans. How does she feel allegedly? Got two cards. I'm going to take them both. Oh, Lord. Okay. Hello. 10 of Swords and the King of Pentacles. Okay, is he like, I mean, I know his show is successful, but is he like a King of Pentacles? Like, I don't know. I don't know what his net worth is or whatever. I'm sure he does well though. But for some reason, she sees him as very successful. Maybe he also has like investments and stuff. I don't know. But he's a King of Pentacles, so he might also have a sort of like a stoic nature, which I guess he does. Yeah, it's giving Earth sign. She sees him as someone who's stable, who is secure, who is successful. I mean, you can't go wrong with the King of Pentacles, somebody who's going to just, hold down the fort. This is someone you can rely on. That is the vibe that he presents. And she's liking that. Okay. She's liking that. Okay. But we have the 10 of Swords, and this is an ending, which is so weird that this would come through when asking about her opinion of Shawn Evans. Why an ending? Did Kiki Palmer just go through a breakup? Oh, I kind of want to look that up. I'm like very curious because this 10 of Swords is something. He's a Taurus. Oh my God, such a King of Pentacles then. Thank you for that, monkey girl. Okay, we needed that info. That's important. I mean, a Taurus represented by the King of Pentacles, 100%. Taurus is all about that money, all about, earth sign energy. Yes. Okay. That fully checks out then. I kind of want to see. Hold on, guys. We need the elevator music real quick. I just want to see Kiki Palmer's like last relationship. I'm just gonna Google Kiki Palmer breakup? Question mark. Kiki Palmer. Okay, Kiki Palmer broke up with her ex-boyfriend Darius Jackson in August 2023. Oh no. Okay. There was a public issue after Jackson shamed Palmer's attire at an Usher concert, which led to allegations of domestic, you know, from Palmer. The situation escalated to court. What? With Palmer obtaining a temporary restraining order in November of 2023. So she's been through it. And the relationship formally ended in October of 2023. Palmer has described the breakup as a challenging experience, which she now reflects on in her new visual album, Just Kiki, and memoir, Master of Me, The Secret to Controlling Your Narrative. I missed this whole thing. I had no idea that she went through all that. Okay, well, that makes sense then for the 10 of Swords. I felt like it was something significant. Yeah, so I think that she has stayed away from exploring a new relationship seriously ever since this ending. So since 2023, ever since that major ending, that major breakup, she went through a major 10 of Swords. I keep saying major, but it just feels like such a big deal. This big 10 of Swords moment where she felt this big heartbreak, big time loss. Like, I just have to kind of move through this. And I think it's taken her this entire time to get past it. And now that she is out there considering dating again, would like to find a partner, someone who has King of Pentacles energy, strong, stable, steady, kind, Taurus energy. Taurus is ruled by Venus. So there's like a harmonious, pleasant type of energy that Taurus people carry, very like comforting. She is interested in that. Oh my God. I'm getting that this is like more genuine, more genuine than not. Oh my God. Okay. my God. We did talk about Taylor Frankie Paul. And oddly enough, I got that she was gonna surprise us by, like, having a redemption arc. I know. I'm kinda shocked. But now I kinda wanna see. With her son's dad, Monkey Girl says, "Okay, so this was also the father of her child. That 10 of swords makes sense then, because that's the ending of something that's really significant in your life." Okay, let's see. So, she's taking this seriously, actually. She sees him as someone that she could really build something solid with because he's got that King of Pentacles Taurus energy. She likes it. She likes the stability. She likes his vibe. Okay, cute. What about Shawn Evans? How does he feel towards Kiki Palmer now? He did express that he had a crush on her before, but now that they've kissed and now that there's been some more flirtation, what is his current energy towards Kiki Palmer? Allegedly, for entertainment purposes only. Ace of Cups, stop it. She's still his like number one end all be all crush. Okay, I'm liking what I'm seeing here. This is really cute. If they step out together on a red carpet in the coming weeks, I will not be surprised. If they go public with the fact that they're dating, I will not be surprised. I mean, Ace of Cups, cup runneth over. Like, he would love nothing more than to date her. Like, he genuinely feels like she is just everything. Like, he thinks, it's like he thinks she's beautiful, she's funny, she's fun to be around, she's smart, she's emotionally like present in a way that he likes. Like, oh my God. Yeah, she's like the ideal for him. Very cute. Okay, so she's like looking at him like he's stable, he's strong. I don't know what else. What else about her feelings towards him? Because we know how he feels towards her now. I mean, no clarifier needed. This is like your everything, you know? With her, I get a little bit of in her energy, like there's a little bit of she's a little timid because of what she went through. She's like kind of gun shy. She's like, I've already kind of been there. She wants to ease in. She sees him as, potential, kind of what I'm getting. Coming out of her shell, seeing him as potential. He is available. He's like, if you want to see me, I'm here to see you. Okay, anything else about him? Allegedly. How she feels towards him? Hi, Jenny B. How's it going? Oh, I hope you're having a great Friday night too. Leora, I know. I ship them too. Wouldn't that be great? That would be so cute. I know, Leora, same. Let's try to get into it this season. If we both get into it, we should like do a recap together. Do a crossover. Because I think it might actually be very interesting. I feel like everybody I've been talking to wants to watch it now. So the Bachelor, Bachelorette people, I mean, they made the right choice for sure. All right, let's see how Kiki feels towards him. Anything else before we move on? Four of Pentacles. She's okay. She's definitely still nervous. This is going to take, which I don't know, if somebody has Ace of Cups energy, like they can get through. If he stays steady, if he stays this, stable, loving person, if he keeps that energy going, it might take her some time because she is the Four of Pentacles. This is someone who's a little bit worried about making a commitment. And I just think this is because, when you go through certain things, you are a little bit afraid to commit to somebody again. Um, I feel like she trusted the person that she was with before. It put her through a lot. She learned some really difficult lessons, and she's just not like, I don't know, she's just kind of afraid to like go there again. But if he continues to be steady and continues to show up, I do think that something could happen. It would be very positive. She just has to, she just needs to see more. She needs to see more from him. She needs to like have more stability. She needs to go really slow. Four of Pentacles. And I think she is, and that's a good thing. So this is probably going to move really slow, but I do see potential and I do see genuine, like cute feelings, which is adorable. So we love that. Okay. Okay. Very nice. I like it. Leora says, I think they could work. Maybe a slow burn situation. Yes. Maybe a slow burn situation. Well put. Well put, my friend. Yeah. Can we do Oh, wait, hold on. Gunnar says, according to Luke, saying that he's going to see Nick and Bridgerton season 4 promo, give her presents that fans gave him on the stage door. Are you kidding me? What is going on? Already, he can't wait to see her. Okay, we will pull some cards on them at the end for sure. So let's wait. Hold on. Lauren says, yes. Did you see clips from the Dawson's Creek reunion reading this week? No, I did not. Another vote for Katie Holmes and Joshua Jackson. Okay, Jenny, we just did it. Oh, dang. Just scroll back a little bit. We just did their reading. Oh my God. So based on that, it's looking like there's some sparks. I'm gonna have to watch that later. I gotta see. Let's see. Oh my God. Cute. Well, we did get some good sparks between the two of them. I feel like everything is a little bit of a slow burn energy right now with all the readings that we've gotten today. So that brings us to Benny Blanco and Selena Gomez. It is their wedding weekend. So I thought they were going to get married during Virgo season, but they are getting married during Libra season, but with Venus in Virgo. Now, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'm going to give you the real tea here. Getting married with Venus in Virgo is not something that I would advise. I also would not advise getting married with Mars in Scorpio. Here's why. When you get married, it's like a birthday, it's like a birthday, but it's like your wedding day, right? And so the same type of rules apply. You can do a birth chart. Oh my God, this is like stressing me out to even talk about it with you guys because the astrology is not good. Um, just being real with y'all. So you can do a birth chart for an event, which it's called an event chart. And right now we have Pluto in Aquarius squaring Mars in Scorpio. It's very intense. It's not something you would really want baked into a marriage chart. Now, of course, there are exceptions to every rule and people can overcome things and you never know. It could be a karmic thing that they're overcoming together and all of that, right? Blah, 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 all that. But all of that aside, if we're just looking at everything on paper, this is not the type of day that I would like recommend. Like this weekend, I would not recommend someone get married. Like I would say, wait. Man, I would want Mars to probably move into Sagittarius where it's just like a lighter aspect. Now, the one good thing that they have going for them is that this is Libra season, and Libra is the zodiac sign that has to do with relationships. So that gives them some balance, which they really, really need. If they would have gotten married, during Virgo season and all these other things were at play, I would be really concerned. But Libra does smooth things over. So there is a general harmony to the energy of Libra, which is really good, ruling love, like I said. Um, but Venus is also in its detriment in Virgo, and Venus is currently in Virgo. Now, again, I'm not saying anything. Don't be offended if you're a Virgo. I'm a Virgo as well. And, so what? Venus is in detriment in our sign. It's okay. We push through, we persevere. But it's just not where Venus feels at home because Virgo is ruled by Mercury, which has to do with clear thought and communication. And Venus, think about love. It's romantic. You need the hearts and the flowers, and like there needs to be a little bit of magic. Virgo's not known for its magic. Virgo's known for its down to earth, earthy, honest, and true energy, which is good, but because it's in its detriment, there can sometimes be a lack of romance or a lack of spark. But I don't know. I'm really most concerned about the square between Pluto in Aquarius and Mars in Scorpio. I just don't love that being baked into a chart because also Benny is an Aquarius. So it feels to me like this marriage, there's something about the marriage that is squaring his sun, like the Mars energy. So it's kind of like, I don't know, there might be issues that he has more so with the marriage. So let's pull some cards and see if there's any truth to this tea. I know it sounds really bad to say, but that's what we do here. We speculate, we look at the charts for entertainment purposes only. Of course, of course. Okay. That was a lot. It was a lot. So Benny Blanco, why? Okay. Why am I getting a weird feeling about Benny Blanco and this marriage with Mars in Scorpio squaring his natal sun? Like I don't know. What's the purpose of that? What's the life lesson in it for him? What is Benny Blanco learning through this marriage? And like, what is this square bringing out in him? This is kind of a deep reading, but that's where it's going. That's where the astrology is today. What is Benny Blanco? Oh, okay. We're going to take that. Ooh, the card of marriage and learning lessons. I'm telling you, you can't make this stuff up. The Hierophant. So this is our marriage and life lessons card. In reverse, this is basically saying that he is going to completely shift the way that he views marriage. He's starting off in one place right now, thinking that he has it figured out and he knows like how it's going to work. And, his Aquarius sun, he thinks like intellectually, he's like got it figured out. Well, this in reverse is basically saying like he doesn't know what he doesn't know yet. So this marriage and this square aspect is going to teach him about what it really means to be a husband, to be there for someone. This is a spiritual level of energy for him. I actually really like this because this tells us that he's going to be maturing and growing in many different ways through this marriage, which means he's taking it seriously. I don't know. I like it. I feel like he's going to reflect someday and be like, yeah, I really thought I had it all figured out. I did the press tour, with talking about our album and talking about our wedding. And I had no clue what the heck I was talking about, but now I do. So I feel like he's going to grow so much. And that's what squares do. Squares make you grow. They create a tension so that you can move through it and work through things that are difficult. Um, I like that. I actually like that that's how the square is playing out. That's really cool. So, okay, feeling much better. Get a little sip of my tarot tea here. Yes, we can check Luke and Nick's next 6-month energy at the end. Absolutely. Gigi says he's a Pisces. Okay, he's a Pisces. Doesn't he have Aquarius? He has Aquarius rising then. I'm sorry. Oh my God. Even worse. Even worse. Thank you for that, Gigi. Okay. So Aquarius rising, even worse. Because I too have Aquarius rising. And I love Mars and Scorpio because Scorpio is like my 10th house and fires me up and gets me moving. And I have a lot of Scorpio placements. So when Mars moves into Scorpio, I feel good. But it does, if you have an Aquarius rising, it does make you have to like be very clear about who you are, your boundaries. It can bring up like identity stuff where you're like, oh, do I want to do this or do I want to do that? How am I showing up in my life? Like it's kind of deep. It's kind of deep. So once you move past that part, it's like it can be really fun. But yeah, so that makes sense actually because he is changing his identity. He's going from like, I don't know, I guess thinking of himself as unmarried to married. Interesting. Well, times are changing, Benny. Times are changing, and you're going to be learning all about what it really means to be a husband, taking all the theories and having to put them into practice. Okay, that makes sense. So, what about Selena? What is she going to be learning from this marriage, or what's the purpose? Let's just see. Leora says, I'm so curious for a wedding chart. Do you focus on the exact moment of the ceremony or when the legal license is signed? So I do it based on the ceremony. I know both can represent different kinds of commitments, so I'd love to know. Yes. So, Leora, that is such a good point. So you can do either one. So like if you were doing it for yourself, if you felt like the moment of getting the license, like if that made you feel like you're married and that feels more right to you, then you can calculate it based on that. If you felt like the ceremony was what sealed the marriage and like made it feel more real, then you can do it based on that. So I did Michael and I's event chart for our wedding based on uh, the time we got married. We got married at 2 p.m. So I like made a chart based on, that exact time when I walked down the aisle. And it felt very, very accurate. I mean, it still is. It's very accurate. So yeah, definitely a personal thing, but I guess it depends on if you're doing it for yourself, it's when do you feel like it's official? And if you're doing it for somebody else, I would do it when the ceremony starts. Okay. So for Selena, what is she learning? Let's get her vibes. What is this marriage bringing into her life? How is she shifting, changing, growing? Ooh, interesting. 10 of Swords. So for her, this marks the ending of an old story and the beginning of a new story. Okay, if we also let's get serious here. If we look at numerology, which now we know Taylor Swift loves numerology, and you guys know I can't stop talking about that because she said it by name on the New Heights podcast. And I was like, I knew she was into it. But if we look at the numerology, okay, this is a 9 universal year, and 9 is a 9, and September, excuse me, is a 9 universal month. So getting married already in September symbolically has to do with new beginnings, transformation. So this marriage is actually very transformative for both of them. We have Benny with the Hierophant reversed. I mean, learning what it means to be married on like a spiritual level, growing, from the depths of his soul, basically, and getting married in a 9 month. It's very it has those 9 energy themes, of transformation and letting go of the ego. So these are really, really important things. For her, this also has to do with, the 10 of Swords. The 10 comes after the 9. And 9 of Swords is anxiety and stress. And 10 of Swords is when you stop stressing and you finally close the book and you move forward. Because a 10 in numerology is actually a 1 amplified because zeros amplify anything in numerology. So for her, this is an amplified new beginning where she's leaving everything in the past that didn't serve her. So for her, I feel like getting married not only is like a new beginning with Benny. It's, not just stepping into her future, but it's also a way for her mentally to close the door on all the old heartbreaks, all the old relationships. It's almost like leaving behind an old self, and that's very much 9 energy, going from the caterpillar to the butterfly. It's very spiritual, very symbolic. So I do think that she's marking a whole new chapter on many levels. This is happening on many levels. Yeah. Very interesting. There's a lot. They both have a lot of like spiritual energy tied up in this, which I mean, yeah, that makes sense. Okay, what else for Selena Gomez? So definitely a new beginning that's very deep, leaving behind old stories. So that's like, her childhood love, Justin Bieber, that's leaving behind the Weekend, Abel, leaving behind all of the other romances. She looks at this as like her new, I don't know, her new beginning, opening her heart in a new way. She's very committed, very committed. Okay, what else for Selena? Allegedly, for entertainment purposes only. Very deep reading tonight. Okay, another reverse card, 7 of Pentacles in reverse. Now, this is spiritual work. In reverse, this is spiritual work that is already starting to show the rewards. So she's done a lot of work on herself, and she looks at being with Benny as like one of the rewards from all the spiritual work that she's done. So she feels like because she worked hard on herself, because she walked away from the people that weren't right for her, this 10 of Swords, she's like, this is why I ended up with the person that I'm with now. So this is like also a story that's kind of in her mind of like, I finally get what I've always wanted because I was brave enough and strong enough to walk away from what wasn't right for me. So this is a very deep and serious moment, which also makes sense with Mars and Scorpio. Mars and Scorpio is very serious. It's not a lighthearted energy. Getting married with such an intense energy. I mean, Scorpio rules past lives. Mars is like passion. So I don't know. This could be even like past life stories that they're working through, but they have a very, very deep connection that they're solidifying with this marriage. It's not as happy go lucky and lighthearted as I was thinking, but it works for them. It works for them. They're just both in that same kind of place. And with him being a Pisces sun, Pisces energy is very deep, very spiritual. So that makes sense. Okay. Anything else for these two? Anything else? Hi, deep dive. How's it going? Anything else for Benny and Selena? Let's get some good news for them. Heliver oh god. Heliver says, "Is Benny going to be loyal?" I feel like that's part of that Mars square. Helifer, I think that's part of the Mars square and the Hierophant reverse, like, part of him having to learn to be a good, a good husband. I feel like that's part of his growth. 'Cause I do think he's had a wandering eye in the past. Aw, thank you, Deep Dive. Sending you the best vibes. Sending you the best vibes right back. Oh, you are so sweet. Okay, let's see. Will he be loyal? Allegedly, for entertainment purposes, will Benny be loyal? I'm scared. Okay. Ace of Swords in reverse. Mm, I think he's going to struggle with it based on this reading. And of course, people can change. Disclaimer, people can change. I do think that's part of what he is having to learn. I think it's hard for him. We're not getting wands either. So what's interesting about this is I don't think it's like a passion thing. Like I don't feel like he really wants to be with all these other people. It's not wands. We're not getting 7 of wands, ace of wands. It's more of like an intellectual thing with the ace of swords. Like this is someone who more enjoys the attention from other people and like someone who might send a DM to somebody or follow someone on OF allegedly, which he supposedly did. Not someone who really is gonna, like, go out and cheat, but this is, like, emotional cheating and other shady behavior, which doesn't make it better, right? Like, it's still not okay, but that's kind of his what he has to work against, because for him, there's something about getting that attention, the intellectual spark of being able to, like, talk to somebody, like, he really likes that, and it's hard for him to not do that stuff, which that's really sad, but okay. I don't know. Is he gonna now it's like, is he gonna stay loyal or not? Can we get more info on that, please? Can we get more info on that? The Page of Pentacles. There's some immaturity here that he has to there's an immaturity that keeps him from building real stability. So, I mean, it's up to him. I don't know. I don't like that. I don't like that that's the answer because pages of there's no one more unstable than a Page of Pentacles. You know what I mean? I mean, because 'cause they're just starting out, like, they don't know yet. He really has a lot to learn, and I mean a lot. Like, he kinda thinks he knows, but he's intellectualized all of it, and Aquarius risings do that. I mean, hey, guilty. Like, we can think that we know something, but then you get into the situation and you're like, "Oh my god, I had no idea how naive I really was," and you have to be kinda taken down a notch, and then you get to work, and then you learn, and you grow, and you humble yourself, and then you can master it, the Hierophant energy, but, like, if you don't realize that about yourself and you kinda think you know everything, I don't know, being humbled might not feel great. Mm. He Lifer says, "I don't know why I don't get a good feeling." I know, I don't get a good feeling either about the marriage, I know. I'm with you. I'm a little worried too, especially with the Page of Pentacles there and the Ace of Swords in reverse, uh, and Mars in Scorpio. Squaring Pluto on his ascendant. It's not great, guys. It's not great. But this is a really big test for him. You know what I mean? He's either going to pass or fail. There's kind of no in between. He's gotten away with certain things that he won't be able to get away with in the future. Okay. Anything else for these two? Anything else? Anything else about these two and their wedding? Okay. 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 We have the Six of Cups, which is the past life love card. I was getting past life vibes. It feels like a very intense and deep relationship meant to help both of them learn and grow and transform like little caterpillars into the butterflies. So that makes sense. Six of Cups, there is real, genuine love there. And I think there's going to be a lot of happiness at this wedding. So that's beautiful. And I'm so happy for them. It's great. And the Four of Swords, this is healing. So they are going to be healing a lot of things. Um, I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful, but it's complicated. So that's going to be my official verdict. I'm hopeful for these two. I like the 6 of Cups. That's a beautiful card to get when we're talking about a relationship. I like that we're talking about healing. I'm concerned about Benny, to be honest. I'm not concerned about her. She's ready to move on. She's ready to go all in on this new relationship. Not new relation, but in her mind, it's like this is different than any other relationship she's had, and she is fully committed. Like I am not worried about her in the slightest. I think she's going to be able to commit, stick with it, go all in, no problem. With him, he's just got some real barriers to being able to be the person that he intellectually thinks he is. So he's got some work to do. Hopefully he'll do it. And, we're sending them love. And hey, they can do it. They can do it. He can do it too. I believe that he can do it as long as he wants to. You just got to want it and follow through. That's all. Okay. We were staying positive. Love that. Love that. Okay, you guys. So how has it already been an hour? I can't. You guys, like 1 hour feels like 15 minutes with you guys. Whenever we do this, I cannot believe how quickly this goes. Time flies when I'm having this much fun with y'all. I mean, it's just so fun. It's too fun. Okay, so let's end with for Gunyar. We are going to check. Yes, of course. Luke and Nick. Next 6-month energy. Okay, so according to Gunyar, who I'm sure found this from a reputable source, Luke Newton was talking about how he wants to bring Nicola a bunch of gifts that were given to him at his play. Sorry, do a little yawn here. Oh my God. It's like 10 p.m. on a Friday and I'm like ready for bed. So I did go to see Nikki Glazer last night, by the way, the comedian. And y'all know who that is. And it was good. I was with my friends. Michael came, like we had fun. It was like really, really funny. She was so hilarious. And then it got to where like there was this raunchy part of the show and it just like got raunchier and raunchier. And I was like, okay, like I had to tap out. I was like, I can't take it. It was a lot. It was a lot, but she's obviously so hilarious. Anyway, I stayed up late last night. So now tonight I feel like granny vibes. I need to go to bed. Okay. Anyway, side note, but back to Luke and Nick. What's going on with these two? Need a little bit of my caffeine here. Hi, Eva Dolls. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad you're here. Been listening in the background. Oh, well, we're so glad you said hi. We love you. Ready for the Luca tea? Eva Dolls is like, I've been in the back until now. Like, I'm ready. Let's discuss. Let's spill it. Okay. Luke and Nicola. Oh my God. What's going to happen when they reunite? Let's just see what's going to happen when these two reunite. What's the vibe going to be like? The Fool. Oh my God. It's giving happy-go-lucky energy. It's head to the sky. Like, so happy. Also, there's a little white dog in this picture. And this symbol, this little symbolism basically means that it's like a loyalty and a loving, solid friendship energy. I mean, nobody's more loyal than a little pup. So they kind of have this like golden retriever energy around each other. It's like they love being around each other. They just get excited and happy to be together, and it's going to feel like no time was lost. So I do feel like there's going to be that excitement. Okay, cute. Okay, Gunyar says some fans said that Nick posted a story that she is in London today because she didn't want any false accusations that she's in NYC to see Luke. Oh, this woman is really running away from Luke. Oh my God, that is good tea. I agree. What? I think you're protesting too much. I mean, yeah, Gunyar does always have the really piping hot tea. I mean, if there wasn't anything there, like why would you even be trying? Like, you wouldn't even be thinking about it because you'd be like, yeah, I don't know. I feel like there's something subconsciously going on. Okay, so very excited to see each other. Like no time has passed. How does Nicola feel towards Luke now? Allegedly, for entertainment purposes only. If she's running away from him, there's got to be some vibe. Oh, we're gonna take them both. No. Wait, I thought there were. Oh, there are two. I was like, what's going on? Sometimes the cards act crazy. 6 of Cups and Page of Pentacles. Okay. So, not the soulmate energy yet again. So there's a soulmate energy, but there's also a Page of Pentacles. So she still looks at him as a little bit immature, not stable, not solid. That seems to be a theme that keeps coming through with these readings. Um, which makes sense because he is younger than her. He is in a relationship, I think still. And so yeah, not somebody who like solidly knows what they want. Someone, I don't know, I don't think that he's offering anything like grounded and solid to her, but 6 of cups is like just a natural chemistry and like a just a love. I mean, the heart wants what it wants, Selena Gomez song. Like the heart wants what it wants. And so when they get around each other, there's just like this little happy golden retriever energy, and there's a genuine 6 of cups. So I think she's missed him. Oh my God. But she doesn't get ahead of herself because she's a Capricorn. And so, she's not going to do anything silly. I mean, that's just not in her nature. And she's also a 9 energy. So nines are like the old souls. So she's an old soul. She's not just gonna forget herself and like throw caution to the wind. That would be more him. But she sees him as a Page of Pentacles. So she's like, love him. He's the best. I have feelings for him, but like he has a lot of growing up to do. So she's not even gonna get herself into that situation mentally. So okay, very interesting. Not surprised by that. Okay, Gunnar says, Nick, I have bad news for you. Your BF Jake is more immature than him if you're looking at that. Oh my God. So funny. She's hilarious. Are you and Michael going to the Kelsey car jam this weekend? No. Oh my God. We're not going to the car jam this weekend. I didn't even know that was this weekend. But we are going to his new restaurant on October 10th, I think it is. Hold on. I'll tell you guys how it is, obviously. Let me see. It's on my calendar. Yes. 1587 date night, October 10th. I will report back and I will take photos and I'll share those on here too. We'll get an inside look. Apparently, there's like a drink called the Alchemy. I don't know. I'll be taking pics. We'll share them here. But yeah, I'm excited about that. Didn't know about the car jam. I have heard that gets really crowded though, and it gets a little crazy. Okay, so let's see. How does Luke feel towards Nicola at this moment in time? Let's see. Evidal says, not surprised. Not surprised. Luke is never breaking up with Antonia. Every time it seems like it's going to happen, nope, nothing. Yeah, I think he is a Page of Pentacles, and he's also a 5 energy birthday. Those guys, they're just it's like catching lightning in a bottle. A 5 energy. They're hard to pin down. They really are. How does he feel? You must post the alchemy. I will. For sure. I'm so excited. Oh, okay, here we go. How does he feel? Okay, interesting. So he is very focused on his work right now. 8 of Pentacles. We have gotten this card for how Luke feels before. He is in this mindset right now where he can see where his career is going. He knows that he's building. He knows that he is impressing people behind the scenes. He's kind of on a roll right now. And so that's where he is focused. He sees Nicola as someone that he loves to work with. And the Knight of Swords, this is like really wanting to tell somebody something, really wanting to talk to that person. I feel like he just really wants to like work together again, and he really wants to talk to her. And like, I mean, genuinely, they have the Fool card energy. It's like they just can't wait to get back in the same room so they can just catch up on everything else, like everything that's gone on. Just want to talk. This is a genuine, like almost like a best friend type of vibe. It's like, I have so much to tell you, Knight of Swords. But he really does have his career front and center in his mind right now. This is someone who is just super focused on their career, which honestly, like Nicola, she's really not missing. It's going to sound bad, but she's not missing out on anything right now. You know, when you're with someone who's in this energy, they're very much focused on their career more than they are on the relationship. So you sort of can end up on the back burner, you know? It's almost like he's not even balanced in his life right now. Like career is everything at this moment to him. So she's not really missing out. Like, I feel like staying friends would be the best thing to do anyway. And eventually he'll get out of this energy and he'll feel more fulfilled and, be in a different place to commit. But, and you never know if they're still friends, that could blossom later in life. But it seems like right now, his main focus, his sole focus is career. But he can't wait to talk to her for sure. He wants to catch up. He has a lot to tell her. Okay. I want to shake him so badly, Jenny B. Oh my God. Aw, Gunnar says he wants to have that same energy with Nick again so much, but Nick is pushing him away. And Luke probably thinks she doesn't want to see him around her. Interesting. I've been on this Nicola ship for over a year. I am so seasick, Jenny. Jenny. Oh, you need some Dramamine, Jenny. It's too much. It's just too much. Oh, that is so funny. I love that. I'm on this ship for over a year. I'm so seasick. That's like a t-shirt. Hilarious. How is his energy with Antonia? Okay, Elizabeth, let's see. How is his energy with Antonia now? Allegedly, for entertainment purposes only. Oh, how is his energy with Antonia? They looked pretty happy in the photos that I saw. But I don't know. How is his feeling towards Antonia? I wanted to come through today. What is going on? The cards are like secrets. He doesn't even want us to know. Okay, we're gonna take these two. Oh, hello. Okay. The Emperor and the Page of Wands. Ooh, I don't like that at all. This is bad. Guys, this is bad. The Emperor, this is like being your ego, and the Page of Wands, this is being really immature when it comes to like passion. It's very immature, very ego driven. This is like I want us to be seen together in a photo because we look good together. That's the Emperor. And then the Page of Wands is like kind of the same. It's like very much like it's like immature, like a high school type of relationship. You know what I mean? Like this isn't like there's not a lot of depth here, allegedly, for entertainment purposes only. Not a lot of depth. It's very ego based. There's like passion and kind of it. It's like there's not a whole lot going on beneath the surface. I know it sounds so bad. I feel bad. But yeah, it's like it's more of an ego-based relationship, we'll say that. So that's also why I think he's not breaking up with her because I mean, he's focused on his work and then he's got someone to take pretty pictures with that he thinks is attractive and like that's kind of where he's at right now. I know. Sorry. Sounds bad, but that's what it is. Antonia immature, so that checks. There you go. There you go. You guys have been calling it. You have. It's like Nick is friend zoning Luke again. Yeah. And again, but he doesn't give up and he falls for her again and again. I don't know. I think that he has some growing up to do. And I do think that if he did grow up and he had a real offer, Knight of Cups, I think there's a chance. I'm saying there's a chance. I was just about to say that. Like, she is a trophy to show off. Ooh, Eva dolls. Yeah, I know. I hate to say it, but that's kind of what it feels like. It's more of like having someone beautiful to take photos with and like make you kind of look good on the red carpet because you're not really in your heart space right now, more in the ego. So that's where he's at. That's what's going on. But this was fun, you guys. I love you all so much. I can't believe that it's already been over an hour. That's insane. But yeah, time flies when I'm hanging out with you guys because y'all are the best. I love y'all so much. Giving you the biggest hug. Have an amazing weekend. If you guys are members or patrons, keep an eye out because I'm either going to get the video up tonight or tomorrow morning. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe tomorrow morning. But I got more tea to spill for you guys. And yeah, just giving you the biggest hug. So you guys have a great weekend and I will talk to you very, very soon. Thanks for hanging out with me. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Big hugs and kisses. Bye, guys. Love y'all.